database administration resources on your team. We can teach you how to do this yourselves. And we find that that's the product easy to configure. And we also sell our product into a number of different industries. And we throw this up there so that depending on which organization or what type of industry you're in, rest assured that we've got lots and lots of customers, people who have experience dealing with the same kinds of problems that you deal with on a daily basis across multiple industries, financial services, technology, manufacturing, energy, as well as a really rapidly growing user base in healthcare, higher education, and government. We are based in the Research Triangle Park area of North Carolina. We have quite a few pharmaceutical customers. It's one of the, I think, areas where we got really quick customer penetration early on. So we've got lots and lots of customers who use our product successfully, and that experience allows us to offer that then to you. I'm going to be talking specifically today about FMMobile, but FMMobile is a component of the FM Interact IWMS, or Integrated Workplace Management Solution product suite. Our core applications of our product are space and asset management, and then as you need or as you require, you can add additional modules for move management, maintenance, project management, sustainability, space reservations, etc. And it's a completely modular approach. All of our customers have space and asset management, and then you can add these additional capabilities as required. This is a 30-minute webcast today. These tend to fly by really quickly, so I'm going to just try to roll through all of this information. I know it's a lot coming at you quickly. We do record these presentations and make them available afterwards, or if there's something that you want to go back and see, or if you want to provide access to viewing this to someone within your organization, that's great. We'll make sure that you get a link to do that. So I'd love to talk about some of the drivers of workplace trends. I really think that access to mobile technologies has really increased and has changed the way that people work. You hear a lot of talk in the marketplace, organizations that are adopting what are called alternative workplace strategies. Workers are becoming incredibly highly mobile, and this is really forcing a change in the way we do business. And this is largely enabled by technologies such as mobile access, which allows us to work anytime, anywhere, and get access to the data that we require. So Americans who currently, this is a 2013 number, this has actually increased by several percentage. Americans who own smartphones currently is 61%, which I think is truly incredible. Once you get around 70 to 75%, that's really considered in most markets to be saturation. The last 15 to 20% of people are people who will never adopt, will come kicking and dragging across the finish line, and will stick with older technologies. And then Americans who own some sort of phone, this could be anything from a smartphone all the way down to a simple touch-tone dialing phone, is 91%. And then globally, we're seeing the percentage increase rather drastically as well. And this includes the entire globe. This includes undeveloped countries, countries whose economy aren't as secure or maybe more unstable than more developed countries in the world. But this just demonstrates to you that access to phones, being able to get online quickly, is truly a global phenomenon, and it doesn't just apply to North America. The other thing is when we look at the benefits of going mobile, this is a research project that was done by Aberdeen Group that had a couple hundred large corporations respond to why they were initiating global initiatives in their organizations. And the percentages, the top 4 reasons why they were doing so, 55% was to increase productivity. I'm going to talk about that because that, I think, is really a big hit item, especially for facilities maintenance teams who need to be able to access information in the field. Obviously, increased productivity is a huge driver for that. Improving customer satisfaction, so the employees that you're serving, as well as the organization that you're serving, being able to provide access to information can improve satisfaction within your organizations and the people you serve. Reduced cost of labor, I'm going to talk a little bit about this, especially an idea called reduced cycle time, and then obviously improved profitability. Most of the organizations that look at adopting these trends don't do it because it's fun or because it allows everyone to have a smartphone. They really truly believe that it's going to allow them to be more efficient and provide greater profitability. So more specifically related to facilities management, some of the major benefits. This is the top one. This comes from industry research as well as us interviewing our own customers, where they're seeing the benefits of being able to use mobile devices in the field for their maintenance processes. And the number one item is reduced cycle time, and that's really a fancy idea for something that's really quite basic. And that means if you're out in the field and you have access to information instantly at your fingertips, including reports, work orders, task assignments, documentation related to the maintenance that you're performing, if you don't have to go back to your desk multiple times or perhaps get back into a truck and go back to a different building to get access to information, you're obviously going to be able to reduce the amount of time it takes for you to complete your tasks, and therefore you're going to have more time to complete more tasks. Simple idea of reduced cycle time. The other one is better accuracy of data. It's been proven that if you're standing right in front of a, let's say, a piece of equipment and you're entering such as a serial number, etc., this is going to enable you to have better accuracy of the information that you're contributing into the system. The third one is enhanced collaboration and service. Because you're going to have access to your facilities data, we'll show some examples of this out there in the field, being able to sit down with departmental admins and going over perhaps service request history, etc. You're going to be able to provide not only better service, but be able to have that information in your hands as you run into people in the hallways, perhaps across all of your facilities, etc. All right, so I'm going to introduce now FMMobile for maintenance. FMMobile is a component of our FM Interact IWMS suite. It allows you to essentially take any of the modules within FM Interact and provide access to them in the field. So this answers some of the questions. What if you could submit service requests quickly and easily from a mobile device and receive updates as the work is completed? This can apply to both employees within your organization, if you've got FMMobile and you want to give them access to enter their own service tickets, no problem. Very easy for them to be able to do that through a simple handheld device, whether or not it be an iPhone, Android device, etc., a tablet, they'll be able to do that. Receive technician dispatches and log time and cost to complete. I've talked to a lot of organizations, maintenance organizations, who use phones for calling the technicians or perhaps allowing their technicians to receive emails. This is quite a bit more than that. This is allowing them to pull up the entire maintenance history of a piece of equipment, log time and materials associated with completing tasks associated with preventive or corrective maintenance, and allows them to do that all in the field without requiring them to go back to their desk. Run real-time reports on the status of all your service requests while in the field. I'll show that in my little demonstration that we're going to be showing here in a few minutes. I love this one. Walk up to an asset like a fire extinguisher. Most people don't realize it, but if you've got a smartphone like an iPhone or an Android, you really have a barcode scanner in your hand or a QR code scanner. There's really simple tools that you can download that enable these capabilities, or you can use small Bluetooth scanners, etc. But being able to walk up to something like a fire extinguisher, let's say you need to perform preventive maintenance, you need to check the safety seals, etc., being able to scan it, bring it up in your asset inventory, see its entire history, and mark off that you've completed that task. Get a list of assigned PM tasks and call up at a piece of equipment and check for parts inventory, all while in the field. And the last one, audit and update building equipment information. So imagine standing in front of a piece of equipment. You notice that perhaps it needs to be downgraded in terms of its condition, maybe wear and tear, maybe vandalism has happened. You want to be able to update the status of that, take a photograph of its current condition. You can do all of that in the field with a mobile device using FMMobile as well. So FMMobile enables facility team members to access, update, and report on facilities data in the field from your mobile device. We do fully support iOS devices, iPhones, iPads, and we support most Android devices, and the reason we say most is because there are literally hundreds and hundreds of different kinds of Android devices, and we always like to just put in that little caveat there to make sure that we check your device before we say that, yep, we're going to support it. I personally use an Android device. It works great. Most of the time, if it's a modern phone or tablet, you're going to have zero problems, but we just like to check in with that. All right, so FMMobile, it has been specifically built for mobile. It's been specifically built for mobile workers. This is not taking FM Interact and making a web browser available in the field. This is an entire mobile interface that was purpose-built to provide really simple-to-use, seamless access to facilities information in the field. Being able to use things like hand gestures, pinch to zoom, swipe with your finger, changing information right there in the field with a virtual pop-up keyboard on your mobile device, all of that is part of FMMobile, allowing you to increase productivity and access to information anytime and anywhere. Works great on phones as well. It allows you to get interactive access to floor plans that are being maintained in FM Interact. I don't know about you, but often for me, looking at a floor plan on a phone is a little bit of a challenge because you know, I've got a little bit of challenged eyesight. Working on a floor plan maybe on a tablet device is a little bit better. However, you can do it if you feel comfortable with working in that. Field verification of assets, as I was talking earlier, I'm going to show a short demo of that. Being able to perform your mobile maintenance, and I think also access to real-time reports there in the field, which we'll talk about as well, is really important. So this is not just a tool for maintenance technicians, but potentially for maintenance managers, facility managers, anyone within your organization who needs to access information on the effectiveness of your maintenance programs can get this data seamlessly. So also, I think a really important concept of FMMobile is, depending on who you are, what role you have within the organization, you're going to get a view of data that's appropriate to who you are. So you don't have to worry about people getting access to information that they're not authorized to see. You don't have to worry about maintenance technicians who simply need to be able to get work order information or PM steps, getting, you know, overburdened with looking at views that aren't appropriate for them. So we've got this really nice capability built into FM Interact. It uses the same username, password, role security system that we have in FM Interact, and allows you to enable that out into the field. So if I'm a maintenance technician and I need to access, this is an example of someone barcode scanning a barcode on the inside of a door jamb, which brings up information about that, maybe all of the assets or maintenance that's occurring within that space. I'm going to be able to get a very different view than perhaps a maintenance technician who's out there with a small handheld device who simply needs to be able to pull up tasks and work that's been assigned to them. So this is really very easily configured within FM Interact, and then you're able to provide access, appropriate access, to your employees in the field, depending on what role they have within your organization. All right, another workflow example. This is a really common one. It's certainly not the only workflow. People, organizations, maintenance organizations, many operate in a really highly centralized sort of call center mode where all of the dispatching and requests are coming into a central call center. Others are operating something that's a little bit more distributed. No problem. FMMobile and FM Interact, completely flexible, enables you to handle that. So in this example, we've got where an employee enters service request on a smartphone. Perhaps they've gone into an employee restroom and it needs service. Maybe the paper towels are empty or the soap dispensers are empty, and they'd like to, or maybe somebody has spilled water on the floor. They'd like to request service. No problem. They can do that simply through their phone. And then the maintenance manager dispatcher will instantly receive that through FM Interact in the maintenance module, and they're able to monitor in real time the status of all incoming requests, whether or not they've been approved, dispatched, placed on hold, canceled, completed, etc. And you can keep your employees up to date by providing them with real-time notifications, letting them know that the status of their request has changed. Really simple, really straightforward, very powerful, and enabling everyone within your organization to participate in that process. And then the dispatcher looks at this problem and says, yep, that really is a problem. We need to dispatch a technician. The technician can receive that dispatch on something like an iPad, update, go out to the site, update the status. Perhaps they solved the problem, log their time and materials, etc. They can also do something such as provide feedback to the original requester saying, yep, noted, it is a problem, but we have to order parts, and parts are on order. So really being able to map those processes to the way you do things within your organization. I realized I spelled additional wrong. I'm missing a letter there. This is additional demonstrations. That's what you get for editing your presentation right before you give it. So what I'm going to do now is do a couple of demonstrations. This first one's going to be about 3 or 4 minutes long. I'm going to run a video and I'll talk you through it. I recorded this right off of my iPad. Let me go to full screen here. And I'm logging into the product. Now, if you're using the product on your corporate network and you guys use something like LDAP or some sort of integration like that, logins aren't required. It will automatically authenticate who you are on your network. But in this case, I'm logging in, and I want to create a work order. And I'm going to go ahead and start typing in. We've got an electrical problem, and the system uses really nice capabilities to automatically pull up from a predefined list of potential issues that we could have. The idea being that a technician in the field doesn't have a lot of time to spend fumbling through, typing in a lot of information by providing the ability to be able to do this really quickly and easily with just a finger, using thumb gestures, etc. And also the built-in hardware. In this example of an iPad, I'm taking a phone of a broken light. This is just something that was laying around in a mechanical room. I'm going to take that photo and I'm going to attach that to the work order request here. And I really think that that's great because it's a lot more than just data, right? Information associated with effectively managing your facilities includes interactive drawings so that we can locate where a problem is occurring, photographs that can be attached to the entire maintenance history of an asset or space, and then being able to dispatch this really quickly into the system. And that's all it took. Filling this out, hitting submit, and that has been dispatched. The work service request has been created with a photo of the problem. The other thing I'd like to show here is that we've got a really fantastic reporting capability built into FM Interact, and it's very simple and easy to make those reports available in the field. In this example, we're a maintenance manager and we're looking at open work orders by technician. This enables me to do some load balancing. Perhaps I can see that one of my technicians is overloading. I've got a service request that's coming in, and I can be a little bit more proactive and assign it to somebody who doesn't have so much work. We're also, because we're gathering all of this data in the field, we're actually being able to do a better job of forecasting what our maintenance costs are over time, because we're capturing all of that data in a way that makes it easy to report across not only just one facility, but you probably have many, perhaps hundreds of facilities where you need to capture and provide access to this information. All of this information that's being tracked in terms of service requests associated with assets goes into the entire history of the asset. We'll just pause here for a second because I want to show this. So for a single piece of equipment, we not only have the equipment details, but the open work orders associated with that, PM schedules, the entire maintenance history of this piece of equipment. Documents could be user manuals, photographs, schematic diagrams, and requirements. Requirements are things such as power and perhaps water requirements, etc., required by this asset. All of this accessible to your technicians in the field, which really makes this super powerful and allows them to stay in the field solving these problems without going back to their desk to look up things such as the installation, operation, and maintenance manual that they may need as part of a repair or a preventive maintenance process. So that's the first demonstration I wanted to give. We'll close that. The next one is showing not the exact same process, but something a little bit similar. I wanted to show you this on a phone. Once again, this uses a really nice ability to be able to alter the interface depending on the size of the piece of hardware that you're using. I'm using a phone. This makes it really easy to optimize the use of being able to do things such as pull up a floor plan. In this example, let's say I'm a technician or a maintenance manager and I want to see what, I'm on site and I'm solving a problem and I want to see, are there any other open work orders on this floor that I can take care of while I'm here? In this example, there is one critical work order outstanding in this space, and I can look at information about that space and perhaps, because I'm already there on site, go ahead and take care of this problem, solving more than one problem at a time and not having to go back to my desk again. So once again, really focusing on that, optimizing the use of your maintenance team's time out there in the field by preventing them or requiring them to not have to go back to their desk every time they do something. The next little example here, I'm going to show field verification of assets. I love this one because it's often difficult to gather information about your assets, especially if you're dealing with facilities that are older. But why not provide access to your employees in the field to pull up information about your assets and update them whenever they're in that space. Maybe they can just go ahead and quickly audit this piece of equipment, take a look at it. They're going to pull up this piece of equipment. They've noticed that perhaps they need to downgrade this piece of equipment from excellent to fair because of wear and tear. Perhaps it's getting older. Perhaps due to visual inspection, we've noticed some issues. Perhaps we've had to replace a pump numerous times. And we simply feel that it's getting to the point where this piece of equipment, we may want to consider replacing it. Maybe its warranty is expired, etc. All of that information accessible to us in the field. So we're just going to go ahead and create that. We've updated the status of that. That information now is all part of our facilities maintenance program. FM Interact, let's go ahead and close this. That's the last short demonstration I wanted to cover. The other thing I like to show here is that it really is quite easy. We get asked this a lot to integrate barcode scanning into a system like this. Being able to not just type in the serial number of a piece of equipment and pull up its record, but to optimize your time. In this example, this is actually, I have a little Bluetooth barcode scanner. It's that one you see on the screen there. I use it myself when doing demonstrations. Barcode scan piece of equipment, pull up its history, and then just go ahead and start interacting with that data. So we often get asked, do we support this? And we absolutely do barcode and QR code scanning in our product. Many, many customers who are doing that. So I'm coming to the end of my presentation. I think I've got through this, yep, in plenty of time. We've got a few minutes left. I'm gonna go ahead and go into the question queue in just a minute. One of the things I wanted to show you is that we do have a use case study, Boston Scientific with one of our partners, AMS, CAD, and CAPM Solutions. Boston Scientific has had FMMobile implemented for a few years and was gracious enough to do a presentation with us, I believe, last year. And this is a really great customer story to see how a really top quality, high performance company who has a fantastic maintenance organization is taking advantage of FMMobile to improve their maintenance processes. So without further ado, what I think I'm going to do is pop out of this and I'm going to go back to my question queue. Felicia, are there any questions in there?
There are no questions at this time.
There are no questions. If you have questions, feel free to type them into the question pane as part of GoToMeeting here. We'll stay on the line for a few more minutes. Let's turn this off. There we go. So we've got a question, are you able to use barcode scanner apps? Absolutely, we can do that. A couple of the apps, we can recommend a few of those, some that we've tested, a few that we've downloaded from the iTunes store or Google Play online. Some work a little bit better than others. Please feel free to reach out to us, or we'll send you a link of the ones that we've tested and tried. They work fairly well. Some of it comes down to the quality of the barcodes that you're printing and associating, but yeah, they work really well. We've got a question about do we support good? And we're going to look into that. The answer is most likely yes, but we will get back to you and let you know for sure. What else is in the queue there? Yeah, there's a question on here, is there any option for 60? I'm going to reach out to you directly and I'll get a little bit more information on that. I'm assuming time and process being associated with it. We can talk about that offline. Question is, does the mobile surface work with a procurement vertical? Absolutely. We don't, as part of FM Interact Suite, we do not have a procurement module. We integrate with procurement modules. So if you need to order parts and materials for performing maintenance, we can certainly do that. We've done that a number of times. Let me put one thing up here real quick, because let me put my last slide and I'll show my screen. This is the contact information for me directly. If you want to email me directly, or Leisha is actually going to be following up after this webinar. There's a few questions that need a little bit more thought and research. We'll ask our consulting and support team on those, and we'll make sure you get great answers. But if you feel like you want to email me directly, if I can't answer, I can certainly find someone who can. You can see my email address, bhaines@fmsystems.com, right there on the screen. So we have run right into our 30 minutes. I want to thank all of you for dialing into our webcast today. For a few of the questions that we didn't provide full answers to, we will surely get back to you and make sure that you feel comfortable with the answers that we're providing. I wanted to thank all of you